I'm tired. I'm cold. I don't know, the heat's not on. Yeah, so the employee was like, oh, you're going to want to talk to that guy over there. He was sitting at the bar. I was like, oh, okay. And I had seen this guy when I had walked in initially, but I didn't know that he worked there or anything. So, take these off. Oh, turn those off. I'm kind of chilly, guys. It's kind of chilly. So, I saw that guy right when I walked in. He was on his laptop and on his phone. So then I approached him. Well, he was on hold on his phone when I approached him, and I said I was directed towards you. And I think he said, like something, what's up, or like how can I help, or something like whatever. And I was like, well, I'm super excited. It's Bob Marley's birthday today, and I just finished a painting of him that I've been working on for a little while. And I was thinking of putting it in a gallery, but I wanted to stop here first and see if you might be interested in buying it from me. If you are, you are. If you're not, you're not. Either way, it's all good. But I just, wanted to see if you have an interest. So I'm kind of thinking maybe he was like the owner or the manager, like something, someone who can make those types of decisions. And so I said, yeah, I brought it so I can show you. So this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. I'm like, what's that word? I'm hyping myself up. What's the word? Not advertising, but there's a word, like, just trying to make it happen, There's a word for it, but I can't think of it. I am something myself. So, but, yeah, like I said, never done this, never tried it before, but it's all good. Gotta start taking steps. So that was literally my first step. And he asked me how much, and I said 300. So I believe I can get 300 for this painting. There is a gallery in the neighboring city that I've been to, and that's a story. That was a wild story, an interesting story, because I met an earth angel who I went there with, and it was the only time that we ever hung out, and he knew me. He told me things about myself that nobody else would know, but it wasn't creepy. It was just a very divine experience. And he's like, here, check out this book about empaths. And I never, I don't know, maybe I did find the book on Spotify. I can't remember if I listened to it or not, but it was just this divine experience. So he was the person who introduced me to that gallery, and then I did go back to that gallery myself again to go to one of their showings. And there was a lot of local art there, and there was a lot of collages that one artist had cut out from magazines and pasted them onto the paper, kind of like a vision board kind of style. And they weren't framed or behind glass or anything, and they were selling for over $200. And so based on what I've seen at that gallery, I feel like to get a good profit, I want to put my art in that gallery, because I've seen what their art sells for. For the artist, their artists are getting paid, but it's local, but it's the next city, so there's local or galleries within half-mile radius here that I could reach out to, and I've looked at a couple of them. So yeah, there's one I'm gonna reach out to tomorrow, whether I'm done with prints or not, because I just need to try to get the ball rolling, because even if I only have one painting and then let me put it on the wall and it sells, it'll give me that proof of concept, but it'll also give me money to put towards rent. So, and it'll help give me motivation too, and hopefully in my mind, in the meantime, then I'll finish prints and then replace the one painting that hopefully sells with the next one, you know? So, but anyways, so I'm getting off on a tangent. So, I'm gonna call him the owner because I actually don't know. I didn't ask him what he is, but he complimented my work and he said, wow, that's really nice. And he was so genuine about it. He's like, oh, that's cool. You know, he was so genuine, and he said, but he couldn't do it. He said, but I could offer you a partnership with us. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, what does that look like? And he's like, well, we're opening up a new place down the street a little ways, you know, at a certain other spot. Like a really hopping spot, actually. And he said, we could partner with you, and you could have your own gallery, and we could set up times where you come in and have a table and have your art on the table, and also keep it on the wall for people who are coming to this spot. They can buy it, and we'll just take a small cut. And I said, yeah. I said, absolutely, that sounds amazing. So this is a first for me. So we exchanged information, and he said to reach back out to him near the end of April, beginning of May, because that is when it will be available. So I'm like, okay, cool. That gives me time to make more pieces that will, fit the vibe there. So that it's like, the saying, like, when one door closes, another one opens. I kind of feel that way about it, but I don't feel like any door actually got closed, because I was just knocking on them in the first place. They were never open, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like instead of me selling, and like, I feel like even if I would have, because I kind of had this plan in my mind where if he would have said $250, I would have done it, just because, like, I need to pay my bills and my rent and all of that stuff. I would have done it, even though in my heart knows, like, that I can get more for it, but patience is key. But I did tell myself, like, if he offers $250, like, I'll do it, because then I can still, I love this spot, and I used to love the food that they have there. It's not on my diet anymore, but I love this spot. It's amazing. So, what was I saying? So, and yeah, then I could have gone back, and when I go there to visit or whatever, just see, like, yeah, like, my art is on the wall. Like, it's a big deal for me. I know some people are on that level already. But I'm just really grateful, like, and excited about this opportunity. So I look at it like this. I could have made a quick buck, a couple $100, because I feel like he would have probably given me $200 for it. But I think he knew when I told him my price, he could tell that it wasn't best offer, it wasn't negotiation, because I had told him I was on my way to, reach out to some other galleries, but I just wanted to stop here first and see if he's interested. So he didn't even question, like, he knew the vibe, I love when that happens. So instead of making I'm gonna call it a quick buck, instead of making a quick buck on one piece, I actually, an opportunity for something steady and sustainable, something bigger, a bigger picture, get it? Literally, a bigger opportunity presented itself, which involves more patience and some more work and dedication and focus, attention, energy, good vibes, and creation. But, like, long-term, consistent potential for consistent income. So that was beautiful. So yes, I will be reaching back out to him, and in the meantime, it's my duty to, create. So yeah, and I don't know, we'll see. Like, I kind of wanted to keep this particular painting, like, to sell at that place because it matches their vibe, but it's okay if I sell it. I'm gonna have incentive um, to make more pieces. And it's like, you know, when I made this Bob Marley, and I'm not conceited about it or nothing like that. You know, it's just our creations are part of us. They come from us. And when I created this, most of the time I was outside in my backyard when I lived in a house, and the sun was shining, and I was blaring Bob Marley up on my speaker as loud as I could, and I was sipping on coffee. And when I was painting his skin, like the color of my coffee with the cream in it was the color of the paint that I was using for his skin. And I was texting one of my earth angel friends who, and you know, it's a vibe that's created. There's a lot of vibes that go into these pieces and spirit that's surrounding the process. So it's a very spirited process, of course. So anyways, that's the story about the painting. So I still have it, and I would like to reach out to a gallery tomorrow. I need to hold myself to that. So, but I've also, well, and then also, like, my birthday's coming up at the end of the month, and I, like, was thinking, like, I want to get my nose pierced. Like, I wanted to get fake lashes, but I'm really feeling, like, natural, and I know, like, a piercing is not natural. You know, but I always wanted to do the lash extensions because I just love the look of it. Like, I think it's just such a cool look, and I think it looks pretty, you know, but I just presently can't get down with the adhesive that they would need to use to do the lash extensions. And I used to have long dreadlocks for many years, like most of my adult life, and I would go get them done after they got too long, and my arms would be so tired trying to do them myself, you know, with the little tools and everything. I have so many stories about that. But so I started getting them done to keep them fresh. And there was one place that I started going to, and this is years and years ago, and I had seen an advertisement for lash extensions there, and I was like, what? Wait a minute, what is that? You can put fake lashes on people and they're permanent? And I always wanted to do it, but I have become more sensitive now. I feel like my body has been ridding itself of toxins, and I have become sensitive to, like, I was in a pool, like, around Thanksgiving, and I just had a reaction, and I think it was to the chlorine. Nobody else in the pool had a reaction, but I was, like, getting really nauseous and, like, a lot of different symptoms, and the only thing that I did was the pool. And then, and I know I'm telling you about this right after habanero, like, it's like, what the heck? But, and then I painted with nail polish. I put sparkly nail polish that I had in my craft supplies, because I gave away all my nail polish a long time ago, except I had like one bottle left with my paints. And so I did that on Princess Sequences, and I got this instant headache, and it just was like this pounding headache, and it lasted me the whole rest of the evening and through the night, just from using nail polish on just for like 5 minutes. And then I went to put my perfume on the other day, which I've put on so many times. You know, it's like half the bottle is left. You know, that bitch is half full. And I went to put on my perfume, and the alcohol scent was like overwhelming to me, and I could feel it sting my skin because I put it on my chest, you know, and I could feel it stinging. And this was right after I got out of the bath, and I took a wet towel and I like rubbed it off because I was so sensitive to it, and I never used to be this sensitive to things. And I feel so, I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, the lashes. Yeah, I always want to get lashes for my birthday, but I have to keep it more natural now. I think I probably would have a reaction to the adhesive. I don't feel comfortable with it. So I want to get my nose pierced, and I never had thought about getting my nose pierced because, like, my nose is kind of long. You know, like, I have kind of like a big Norwegian, Scandinavian, Danish nose. So, like, the length of my nose is the Norwegian side. But the bulk of my nose, you know, this part right here is the Danish side. So I got it all going on here. So I never thought about doing a nose piercing because I just thought it would draw attention to, like, the big feature here in the middle of my face. I didn't want attention drawn to my nose. I thought it, like, was big enough already. I didn't want to, like, decorate it like a Christmas tree. You know? So, but you know what? I changed my mind. I was like, you know what? I think that might be cute. I don't care. I think that might look cool. And I was, like, stretching and I was dancing and, like, I had do these meditations and they feel like they're taking place in, like, the Amazon and, like, the energetic Mayan ancestors and, you know, this real tribal stuff. And for some reason, like, that was part of the vision, you know, and I was thinking, like, I could put different crystals of different significance. Like, I could put turquoise on there. If I'm feeling like my birthstone, I could put the purple birthstone on there, the amethyst. You know, I could do different things for protection. I could make my own, you know, because I do beads. I'm pointing because my crafts are in the cupboard. I need to start making jewelry. I make jewelry. I make the hair extensions, just not actively, you know, just not actively, because my kids are keeping me busy full time here, legit. So yeah, so I was thinking, well, I don't have the funds, like, financially, to spend money on a piercing. So maybe I could hit them up and see if we could do a barter. A barter? Why did I sound like a Southern man when I say barter? I don't know. Like a barter system where I say, like, hey, like, you know, can I paint you guys, like, a painting of your shop? And in exchange, you give me a piercing, you know? So I actually had that on my list of things to do today, was to call them, but I didn't get around to it because I did 4 loads of laundry and then hung out with Bear and, you know, I made a nice breakfast and put the sheets on all the bedding back on my bed, which is a small task, you know, but it's worth it. It's a nice big bed, you know, and the ex said to me when I got this bed, it's a California King, I spread out. I am the wildest sleeper you will ever meet. Like I toss and turn and spread out and kick my legs, and my blankets end up upside down and backwards, and I every now and then end up upside down and backwards, like sideways, you know. Like, I'm not a person to share a bed with if you want sleep, and I'm just, like, not comfortable sharing a bed with people because I become self-conscious that I'm just keeping the other person awake the whole night, and then instead of sleeping, I'm just worried that all my movement is just keeping them awake, and I need to have the pillow between my legs, and I need my own blankets because those go between my knees because of the arthritis in my right knee, so I have to have the cushion in between my knees, you know. It's like, it's involved. So, you know, there's no sharing a blanket with somebody else. Like, not for actual sleep, like for cuddles, you know, for some cuddles, yeah, cool. But when I'm actually getting comfortable and trying to get sleep, no go. So, but how did I get to that scenario, that topic? Oh yeah, the stuff I did today. I mean, I did things, you know. And I hung out with Suyo in the morning, and I took a bath, put all my laundry away eventually, hung out with Suyo in the evening, recorded a couple of YouTube chat videos, and hung the wet garbage treasures to dry. So that's what I'm about to show y'all. So I'm playing on a painting of Prince, and I use playing in the place of working on. I say I'm playing on, so that y'all know when I say that, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you know, most people say like I'm working on, but I say I'm playing on, because when I'm playing on it, I'm playing his music, and I'm feeling good, and I'm vibing, and I'm getting up, and I'm dancing, you know, and I'm sipping on some tea maybe. Not as much these days, because I've let go of my vices, even tea, so... But yeah, so I had more of the story. So that was the Bob Marley painting story. Yeah, and then I went to dance class at the studio yesterday, and it was lit. It was lit. I have mental clarity now. I mean, believe it or not, from these videos, I have much more mental clarity than I used to have, and I have more energy, especially considering that I have not slept through the night in months, and I have not had one single night where I've woken up feeling rested in months. Not once have I had enough sleep in months. Not one night. Not one time where I wake up without waking up in the middle of the night to help Bear, or early in the morning to help Bear before my body wakes up, and sleep in and wake up and say, I'm opening my eyes naturally and I feel awake. Not once. So that being considered, I'm not trying to complain, I'm saying, like, that being considered, my energy and my body are feeling pretty damn good, because in the past I would be like on the floor dragging right now. That's a whole nother story. Like, I had shingles when I was like 25 years old, and I'm like 38 or something like that right now. I think I'm 38. I don't think I'm gonna be 40 this month. I think that's next year. I feel like I would know if I was gonna be 40 this month. You know, I feel like I would know that. So, but yeah, for many years, exhaustion was a struggle for me. You know, it's like the demands of whatever, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so yeah, so I went to dance class last night, and I was able, because I hadn't been in a few weeks, you know, and I was able to, like, mentally, like, pick up the moves, because there's a series. I can't remember if I said this already, but it's like we learn, like, a little over a minute, I think, of a choreography, but it's a bunch of series of moves that then we string together that are 1 minute of a song. But there's a, you know, it can be intricate, where there's a lot of little moves that you're doing in just a matter of 1 second. You know, what did we do yesterday? I have my shoes on. We did, like, tap, tap. Whoops, I kicked my oven. We did tap, 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 tap. Like, tap. Okay, these shoes don't let me move on the kitchen floor. It's like, this is the stickiest floor I've ever had, and it gets sticky. But it's like, even like, you know, little with the feet, it's like tap, 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 tap. Like tap, 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 tap. You know, which, okay, how long does this take? Ready? Okay, hold on. So it's like tap, 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 tap. Like, it's like da, 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 da. So that's like, how many movements? 1, 2, wait, 1, 2, 3, hold on. 1, 2, what was it? It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's like 5 movements in a matter of, you know, tap, 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 tap. Like, fast, you know, that you memorize, and then that's just one part of the block of movements that get strung together with other blocks of movements, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it was like tap, 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 tap. I know you can't see my feet, so tap, 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 tap. Yeah, tap, 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 tap. So it was fun, but I was able to pick up, because, like, I love to dance and do my own thing. I feel like I'm a leader, not a follower by nature, not by choice, because it's just harder for me to follow, like, instructions and directions. It's easier for me to just make my own, you know? it's more natural. So my brain, at first when I started going to these dance classes, I was like, it's like my body knows what to do, but if I start to think about it, my brain gets lost and my brain's like scrambled, bro. Like if I stop and try to think about what the movements are and remember them, I can't think. I literally can't think that fast. I don't know how anyone can think that fast. The body has to take over. So, but I had more mental clarity, and I also am doing this Afro beats. Shoot, what day is it? Okay. I was like, am I missing my class? Am I missing my class? Did I miss my class yesterday? No, I'm tripping. It's on Wednesdays. I went to it on Wednesday, and then yesterday I went to the dance studio. Okay. But yeah, there's more mental clarity since being on Dr. Sebi's eating plan, and more energy, and what else? There was something else. There was more than just those two things. Mental clarity, energy. I do sleep better. I sleep really well on my own. It's just all the external factors that are waking my ass up. Barry Bay, my babe. I love him so much. He's so sweet. So, I would say like more emotional stability. Like my hormones are like evened out. I don't think I had cramps last time I got my period. But anyways, I got sidetracked. So yeah, but dance class last night was so fire. It was lit. It was a vibe. Everyone has so much energy, and everyone there is just so genuinely connected, and it's a safe space, and we welcome each other and whatever each other brings that session. So yeah, we hung out after. I wish I want to like share the videos, but I just feel like because we at the end of learning the dance, we have the opportunity to take a video of the final dance where we all are doing it together. And but there's other people in there, and also like the instructor came up with the why can't I say choreography? I say choreography. Is that even the same word? But the instructor comes up with it, so I don't want to like post it and have it look like it's my own, which I am gonna make my own. But maybe, I don't know, that would be great to be able to use the studio sometime in the future to like make my own dances, because I'm on the second floor and I like to jump around. I like to pound my feet and let them hit the floor. So it does feel restricting on the second floor, but that's one of the sacrifices that you make when you move into a second floor apartment, So, but it's so fun to just stomp around, to let the whole body weight hit, So it was so cathartic, because dance is, it's become very a technical thing, but I want to make some ancestral, some dances that free the body, that free the energy, because it's like we have energy that's in our body and it needs to get released through movement. So whatever the movement is that helps the energy flow and release, I want to incorporate that into a dance, that I'm feeling the beat and the music of. So all right, let me tell you about Prince. I finished the painting part of Prince, and I did F up a couple things, but I ain't gonna trip on it, I ain't gonna stress on it, because the person who's meant to find it will like it how it is. So it ain't no thing, So for the background, I wanted to incorporate some lace. Prince was always putting it on, so I want to incorporate like some of his style, like lace and purple velvet and just different things. And I didn't have any of that stuff, and it's funny because I had panties that had pale pink lace, like thick pale pink lace, which was exactly the color that I was imagining for the background of this for the backdrop for this painting. But I downsized not that long ago, and the panties were used, yes, but they were clean, you know, and like so those were one of the things I had put out, and people took them, and I could have used the lace from like those panties and those bras that I gave away. People used them, you know, they were clean, you know, like no judgment. If you need something and someone's got it and it's clean, you know, everyone has different thresholds for that kind of stuff. So no judgment. This is a judgment-free zone here on this channel as much as possible. So so I'm digging through my panties, like, and I'm like, well, I could use some lace from some of the ones that I actively wear. Like, I still wear them. I didn't outgrow them like the other ones. I had outgrown them. They were too small. So, and yeah, I just had this vision for the backdrop. And I saw like weathered paper with his lyrics. I chose different song lyrics. I haven't done this yet, but this is what I'm trying to do tomorrow, is the backdrop. Surrounded by lace and like stickers of like fake pearls and diamonds. And the permanent marker is on the front of the glass, and then the paint is on the back of the glass. So it creates kind of a 3D, you know, multi-dimensional effect, we'll call it. What did I call that before? Like mixed media effect. And then especially with incorporating materials. And actually what I want to do for my next Prince painting, now that he has provided me, because my spirit guides provide me with garbage treasures, that's one of the gifts that they give me. And because I was thinking what I want to do on the next, actually I would do this same picture of Prince, you know, but I would do it like with material, like for his clothing. Instead of paint, I'll find material, feathers. I saw pink feathers when I went to Michael's, you know, and fabric. So it's like this, it's like there's some paint in some places, like his skin would be painted, but then there's other things that are textures, and I felt like he would love that, because I'm very connected with my spirit guides when I do their creations, and they hook me the fuck up. They hook me up straight up, bro. So they hook it all the way up, straight up. Hold up, Mr. Lover. Like Prince said, you a sexy mother. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. So what song is that? Something, can I get a lick? What song is that? Oh man, what? I know, I can hear it, and I can hear the women, like, straight up, wait up, hold up, Mr. Lover, like Prince said, you a sexy mother, I like 'em real wild, da 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 da. Can I get a lick, or can I get a sip? Something, chocolate, honey. What is it? Oh, can I get a scoop? Oh, it's shoop. Can I get a scoop? Take a ride in the coupe. You make me wanna shoot. Shoot it oop. Shoot it oop. Shoot. Shoot. I can't even without laughing. I'm gonna start laughing. Shoot it oop it oop it oop. Shoot it oop. Shoot it oop. Shoot it oop it doop it doop. I like 'em real wild. Okay. I'm gonna have to listen to that. Don't let me forget I have a party. I have a party to go to tonight. I need to cook and clean these guys' rooms first, so. Can I get a scoop? You make me wanna shoot, shoot, doop. Yeah, I love the 90s, but I love the 80s too. And the 80s have uncomparable dance jams. Ooh. So so I was like, okay, so the permanent marker's on the front of the glass and it can rub off. So say that a person has it in their home and they go to dust it or clean it. After doing that, the permanent marker can just come right off. So I need to protect that with another piece of glass. So I needed to go to Michael's minimum just to get a piece of glass. And it's interesting because the glass that I'm painting on was a garbage treasure. Most of the glass up until going to Michael's, was that yesterday that I went to Michael's? Or was that the day before? It doesn't matter. It was either yesterday or the day before that I went to Michael's. It was the day before. It was the habanero day. I don't know. I think it was the habanero day. I don't know. That would be the journal. Instead of the date, it would be habanero day. Michael's day. But I did need to get a... Okay, so I have not spent money on my art supplies aside from the paint up until this point. Like, everything has been given to me by friends, or it has been something I have found for free. Thank you, spirit guides. So, like, I have all these pictures, frames, glass that I have found for free and painted on them. So this Prince one is, I had to measure it. It's 14 by 16. And I looked through my glass pieces and I didn't have another 14 by 16. But the frame that it came in is for 14 by 16. And I'm going to use this frame because it's gold and it's royal. And I think it's perfect for Prince. It's perfect. It's the vibe. Like 100%. You know, and it makes me think of the little Red Corvette song, you know. Let me not get distracted right now. Let me not get distracted. I'm just going to get distracted with all the music in my head. So, and I want to drape fake pearls from it. And it's a vision, you know. And Prince is feeding me, like him and I are working together in spirit on the vision, you know, for it. And he's giving me things, literally. Okay. But I did not have another piece of 14 by 16 glass, which is necessary. Now, I went to an art store at an art college within walking distance, and they didn't have any type of thing I could use for protection on the screen. But when I went there, you have to check in, because I saw, like, oh, there's this art store, like, literally, like, a 2-minute walk away. And I'm like, oh, snap, how did I miss it? How did I miss an art store? All the walks and jogs I go on. How did I miss an art store right where it says it is, unless it's in someone's house, you know? So I took my car because, you know, I was going to be hoping to pick up glass. And, so I was driving and I'm looking and I'm not seeing the store. So I called them and I'm like, hey, I'm driving around looking for your art store, but I can't seem to find it. Can you help me, give me some direction or like a landmark, or tell me what it looks like? Like, is it in a house or what type of a building is it in? And they're like, oh, it's in the college. And I'm like, oh, well, no wonder I couldn't see a store somewhere. It's inside the college. So yeah, so you need to check in. And I'm going on all these little adventures, you know? So I'm like, okay. And you park in the parking lot of the college. So I'm like, okay. And then you need to ring the little buzzer, and then the people at the front desk let you in, and there's a person who's working as like a receptionist at the front desk, and then there's a security guard. And we like got to talking, and the security guard was telling me all about his memories with Prince. He had some memories, like growing up, and his experiences with Prince, and doing he was a, what do you call it, like a videographer. He did videography, and he shot videos of concerts, and there was one group, Maserati, which I have heard of because I was Googling one time a Maserati because I saw a One Love license plate on this Maserati in the neighborhood when I was on a run, and it was like a moment and stuff like that. But so when I like Googled like Maserati, and like Prince came up, but I didn't understand the connection. So that was a couple years ago, but now I understand the connection because the security guard was telling me that he was doing a filming of this band Maserati, and they were told that after Maserati performs, they're not allowed to video anymore, but nobody said why, and it was because Prince was performing. But he said that this was 1983, Prince was still young, and he wasn't like extremely at the popularity that he is now. So, but yeah, he was just telling me different stories, and I exchanged a couple stories, and so we chatted for like at least 30 minutes about Prince, which was beautiful because the reason I went to that art store was for the Prince piece that I'm working on. And then the receptionist was like, "Oh, are you doing a painting for the Prince art competition?" And I was like, "What? No, I mean, not that I would, because that's not where my pieces are at. Like, my art pieces are custom pieces that are gonna find the right person. I'm not doing it to compete. I'm doing it through the purpose of spirit and having the person who it makes so happy for them to see it, and it excites them, and they want to have it in their home on their wall, and it brings them joy. Like, that's the reason, that's the vibe behind it. Not that a piece in a competition can't do it, but like, that's just not something I would go for. Like, if I were to try to do some type of a competition piece, I feel like it would take me like months. So, but anyways, like straight, like 8 hours a day or something. I don't know. It's just I don't have that kind of focus or capacity, Maybe one day, maybe one day. But so I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I didn't know they were doing that." She's like, "Oh yeah, like I would have went to that and checked it out if I would have known, but it had already happened." So that was why she was like, "Oh yeah, I was confused because that already happened," and she was pulling it up online and stuff. And then I didn't tell them that I'm on a budget or anything like that, but the security guard, he was telling me, "Oh, there's a shelf, like second floor in the middle, where people put out art supplies for free." He's like, "Check out that shelf, and then there's clothing on a rack in another area for free, and there you might find some lace there," because I told him what I came there for. I was like, "I'm looking for glass and I'm looking for lace," and they had neither. And I could not find the shelves he was talking about. I did get lost and ask the people at the cafe for help. The college was big, but it was fun to walk through there. Had a visitor sticker on for safety, but it was fun walking through that college. I'm like, I should like go here, like maybe I could go there one day. Take some classes. I don't really know. I mean, it'd be cool to learn how to do things like that in an art college. Like, wow, But so yeah, it was just a vibe. It was an adventure walking around through the college, and then at the art store, which I eventually found, walked damn near around the whole college before finding it, but the shelves were empty. But that was so in line with the way that I receive things, was for him to be like, "Oh, there's a free shelf with supplies and a free shelf with clothing. There might be fabric." And when he said that, I'm like, "Yeah, there might be," but I couldn't find them. And I asked the people how to get to the art store, and even that was confusing. And so I was not trying to, I had other stuff to do, It was a lot of fun though. And but they didn't have the glass or the lace, because I'm like, I want lace for Prince. And then so I went to Michael's the next day because I ran out of time. After my art college adventure walking around, I ran out of time, and I actually had to go pick up some packages from somewhere too, and some groceries that day after. I feel like there's a story there too, I just can't remember it. at the moment. But this is getting long. What time is it? 7:46. Oh, damn, y'all. Doors open at 8:30. Shit, bro. But it says the show starts at 9:30. So I don't want to get there too early. I'm gonna just stay here and clean the rooms and make dinner and finish this video. So, like, okay, Prince has been giving me these visions about like what to use, and I've been dancing to his music while I'm vibing with this painting here. And it's like the more I dance to his music, the stronger our relationship gets for real. And I'm learning him. He's like, his spirit is showing itself to me, and we're actually building an intimate spiritual relationship where he's showing me, like, he likes when I dance, and he's showing me his energy, and I can feel his presence there with me when I'm dancing to his music, and it's like he's admiring me. Like, there's all kinds of details about that, but it's like this mutual thing, and I'm learning about him because, I learn about him when he presents himself to me through spirit. I never grew up being like a Prince fan. Like, I just didn't. I just didn't. I wasn't against him. It wasn't a focus, but he is showing himself to me in so many ways over these last few years. I've met people who had intimate relationships with him and told me like very private stories, and like it was a few years ago. I was wanting a jersey and I didn't have any money, and I had some money, but not much money, not money to like go buy a jersey. I had a few dollars in my car. I a few dollars, and for like parking or something, I don't know. But I was literally like, I'm looking for a jersey. I want to get a jersey. Like, I said it out loud because I talked to the universe and I talked to my guides. And I was driving home and I was like about to go somewhere else, but I saw this, before I even knew it was a garage sale, I saw this bright red from like a block away. I saw this bright red thing, and I thought to myself, that's the jersey I'm supposed to have. That's a jersey. It's like I couldn't even see it, but I could see it in my mind's eye. Like, I knew, like I could feel it calling to me. And Kirby Puckett is one of my spirit guides as well. And I got up, and it's this garage sale. And I get up to it, and I instantly go to the jersey. And I'm like, okay, y'all. It was a Minnesota Twins jersey, official. And it had a big Prince symbol on the back. Official. So that's 2 spirit guides in one. And I said, how much is this jersey? And you know what they said? $3. $3. I said, actually, I might have had to go get money, actually, now that I think about it. Ow, I just hit my rib on the counter. I think I had to go get, I think I only had like $1 in my car. I think I had to be like, hold this for me. I'm going to go get a couple dollars and I'm going to come back. Don't sell it. And I came back and got it and rocked it. Been rocking it, and like my other jersey, it's a story. So like I have another jersey. It's a Brooklyn. Jerseys are so comfortable to me, actually. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all some game here, okay? Ooh, check this one out. This was a local garage sale one. But the Brooklyn jersey that I found when I have a seasonal job, and I clean up outside in public areas, and I was with a coworker, and I was cleaning the 2 bathrooms that were there at this location, and one of the bathrooms had poop on the floor, like not just like a little bit. It was like somebody just used an invisible toilet instead of using the real toilet and just pooped on the floor. I don't know how it happened. And then there was some diapers in there, and then the other bathroom had throw up in it, like puke in it on the floor. So I cleaned those 2 bathrooms. I didn't complain. And then I went to go clean up outside. There was a basketball court there. I went to clean up outside. And there was a little chalk message. And I can't remember what it was, but it was something I took a picture of and I sent to my partner at the time because I felt like it was from one of my spirit guides. And then at the basketball court, I found this jersey, and it was wet because it had been raining for like the last couple of days. So it was this official NBA Brooklyn jersey, and I'm not into sports, but I just like to be comfortable, so I like jerseys. And it said Brooklyn on it. It was wet, but it had no stains on it. It was extra large because I like extra large, so it was my size for a jersey, because I can't really rock like a medium jersey. It's just not big enough, and even a large is not quite big enough. And it was extra large, and I put it in a few trash bags, and I didn't even say anything to my coworker. It was like my little reward. So, I brought it home and bleached it, washed it a couple times, and that became my jersey. And I learned that my spirit guide Aaliyah shows up for me with jerseys as well when they say Brooklyn on them. She's from Brooklyn. So, and it's interesting because of the music association there. So I love to rap. It's another one of the things that I love to do, but I have so many lyrics, but they're all in notebooks, and I need to make tracks, and I need to do projects, and I'm trying to just start with painting so I can buy time to get in depth into the music. So I'm just trying to start with focusing on painting first and get that rolling. So I want to have different nest eggs, they call it, right? Is that what they call it? Music and art and other things as well. So different art forms. So my sister was in this local choir. Actually, she's probably still in it. She's like very dedicated, and goes to all the practices and everything. And they practice in this beautiful city, beautiful building in the city. It looks out at the whole city, and feel like a celebrity being up in there with that view. Like, it's the most beautiful practice space. It's insane. And like, there's these big curtains, and they open them, and it's a free choir. The gentleman who runs the choir, he does it for free out of the goodness of his heart. Like, he's such a humanitarian and helps people and bridges gaps in culture and brings people together. And yeah, he's amazing. He's so soulful, and he has a group. Him and his family have been performing musically together since like the 70s or something. Like, I think they're actually in their 70s now, if I'm not mistaken. Like, their ages are in their 70s, but he's got more energy than me, But so all that to say that I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna join the choir with you. I want to join choir with you. This was last winter, because I had taken my first winter unemployed. I was like, yeah, I can do things now, I can do the things I wanted to do. I have time to do stuff. So I was like, yeah, I'll join the choir with you, And they had and I only did choir practice for like a few weeks. Like, I would say I went 5 times total, and I'm not like a singer, and like, I can't really pick up on, there's like 5-part harmony, and I'm not musically inclined that way to just hear the part and do like the harmony. I get lost, and especially when it's just like, it's cool because the people just pick it up real quick. They pick it up, but I can't just be like, oh, here's the song, and just like sing it all of a sudden, and then not sing it again, and then perform a concert with that song that was practiced once and know my part. I don't have that capability. 0, not at all. So it just wasn't for me, but I loved the vibes, and I loved the energy, and I loved the music, and In fact, one of the last practices we did was a Michael Jackson song, and he's one of my spirit guides as well. Which song did we do? Man in the Mirror. We did Man in the Mirror. And I wanted to like perform it in the concert, but you know, it was like we went from singing part of it one time, and then my sister, I call her Buddy, she's like, oh yeah, are you coming to the concert? And I'm like, wait, what about practicing? And she's like, oh yeah, we did practice. And I'm like, that was like we didn't even do the whole song. And I'm not judging, I'm just saying for me, I can't. We didn't even do the whole song, and I don't even know my part. Like, no way I cannot I'm not finna try to do a concert. Like, I would just be singing when no one else is singing, and you know. But and he would do choreography. I'm just gonna call it choreography. He did choreography with the songs and stuff too, so it was fun. So they had a show and tell where you can perform some type of a music thing if you want, or whatever your passion is. You have like 5 to 10 minutes. What did they say? Keep it under 10 minutes, I think, to share something with the big choir. It was a pretty big choir. It wasn't no little choir, it was a big choir. And you can just, you know, it was so flexible. You could show up once, you could show up every single time, you could show up a couple times. It's just chill, you know? It was really chill. So I liked that, but this is already 56 minutes. I should, I don't know. But, well, anyway, so my point about the jersey, I wear this jersey in the summer. I wear this jersey all the time, and then in the winter, I wear it too with the long sleeves underneath it. But I done got some hoodies now, so I've been wearing hoodies. But so this was a garbage treasure that was in a heap, wet at the basketball court after I had uncleaned those 2 bathrooms, and it felt like a reward. It was like, you know, one person's garbage is another person's treasure. And I felt like $1 million when I found that jersey. I'm like, what? Why'd someone leave this thing behind? Like, no stains on it. And, oh, it's number 7 too, because I'd be finding jerseys that have my lucky number 7 on. I found a football, soccer jersey as well. Same type of scenario. That was number 7. You know, it was free. It was a garbage treasure, and I find stuff in the garbage too. So for the show and tell, I did a rap karaoke version, and it was Lauryn Hill. Last one. You might win some, but you really lost one. You just lost, and don't you understand, man? Universal law, what you throw out comes back to you, star. Never underestimate those who you scar, cause karma comes back to you hard. That song. So I did that song with karaoke music in the background, and I just rapped it, you know, like for real though, not just like da 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 da, like, you know, gave it my all. And was gentle with it, you know, like powerful but gentle with it. And it was the first time I had ever performed like in front of a group like that before, and I was so nervous. My hand was shaking, you know. The choir director was helping people plug stuff in and set, you know, hook stuff up, and like we're exchanging like the chords in my hands. I'm like, oh my god, like he's gonna see my hand shaking when we exchange these chords to hook the music up or whatever. I'm like, you know, because it's happening in front of the whole choir too. I was nervous, but I did the performance, and I made a couple jokes, and even the thing paused one time, and I found my way back like effortlessly, and it definitely felt good. And people said, like, I got really positive feedback from it. Like, it was a really meaningful moment for me. Like, for a confidence booster, it was another one of those proof of concept moments. And it did inspire me to keep, like, you know, making more music and raps and writing lyrics, because I fall off on that a lot. Most of the time I fall off. Every now and then I get back on. But one step at a time, you know? So, but the director, he had commented on my outfit, which was my jersey, because it's a jersey I wear every damn day. I was wearing it every day. And he said something, he gave me like positive, he said, he gave me like some positive like compliments, positive feedback on the performance, and he's like, I'm gonna use you. And I actually didn't like that when he said that. He's like, I'm gonna use you, because I'm like a white girl who raps, I'm gonna use you. And it's like, well, wait a minute, nobody's using me, don't put it like that. Like, words are spells, words are powerful, and I didn't, and that might not, but it's like, no, you're not entitled. Like, I mean, I get it, like, you're just speaking, but to me, I'm very protective of my energy. And it's like, no, you're not gonna use me. Like, I'm going to use myself. But it would have to come across differently for me. It's just the spirit in that moment. It was like, no, you're not gonna use me. Like, you would need to approach me and be like, hey, would you be interested in doing something? And then, like, a producer, because my sister did this song, and everyone said her vocals were, like, haunting. She has perfect pitch. She can sing. And so, like, people didn't know we were sisters. They thought we were friends. And so then this guy who is a producer, he's like, oh, you and your friend should, like, do something together. You do the rap and have her do the vocals. Like, I put you guys on the radio or whatever. And, like, he's, like, real deal, and he has this book and all this. So it's like, and then I met this woman who had an intimate relationship with Prince, and, like, we became friends for a little while, and all this stuff came out of, like, that moment, but the choir director said to me, he said something like, well, look at your costume, you even dressed for the part or whatever. And I'm like, that's another thing, like, it's just words, but it's like, at the same time, I'm not trying to be defensive, but it's like, no, there's no part. Like, I didn't wear a costume. Like, a white girl rapping, she's gonna wear a jersey, like, no. Like, this, I told him, I said, I like free because I don't have money. So this was a garbage treasure that I found on my job. And, like, I kind of broke it down for him a little bit in the moment. Not that it matters. I mean, yeah, if I was putting a costume on and trying to play a part, if that's what people want to think, let them think that. That's okay. But it's like, you don't know the reality of a person based on what they look. It's like, yo, the universe provided for me, and I'm rocking this, jersey that was found in a heap that you probably wouldn't have touched with your hands. Like, I'm not judging, I'm just saying, like, and now it's my favorite jersey, and it's a gift from Aaliyah. So showing up, like, with the music connection, so it's all good. But okay, so anyways, so yeah, but my guys be giving me so many garbage treasures, and when I honor them, and when I say their names, and when I listen to their music, and I hype them up, and I speak of them, and then they just show up for me more. So I went to Michael's the other day to get glass and lace, because everything else I had gotten for free. And they actually didn't have any 14 by 16 glass, but he cut a piece. I didn't even know that they could do that there, He's like, I don't have any 14 by 16. I was like, oh. He's like, I'd have to cut you a piece. I'm like, oh, you can do that? Oh. He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So, but I didn't get any lace. I was on a budget, and there was lace, and it was expensive. I got a few other things for this project, like some stickers and some paper, and I really didn't want to spend the amount that they were charging for, like, the spools, the rolls of, like, lace and velvet and fabric and stuff like that. I was like, man, like, I'm just used to things being provided by me for my projects, by my guides. So even inspiration, like, so I just could not get down. I held the materials, and I, like, looked at them, and I'm like, damn, Prince, like, this would be perfect for you. Like, this looks like you, but I can't, I can't drop this money on this. It's got to come from somewhere else. Like, I'm gonna find lace somewhere, like, free. So, sure enough, On my way to try to sell the Bob Marley painting yesterday on his birthday, I walked past the dumpster and I put recycling in the recycling dumpster. And there was a woman digging through the garbage, because people dig through our dumpster all the time. All the time. I've got a story about that too. Shoot. I'm gonna keep the other stories separate. I gotta tell the camera story. It was another God wink, where God was like, I'm gonna show up for you. And someone who was digging through the dumpster, because people make bank off of going through these dumpsters and reselling this stuff. I should really do that. Really, I should, but I don't do that whole online selling stuff. I just don't do that. But he had put a camera there, and he was digging through, and he was like decked out in ice, and then I saw that camera and I was like, wow, this is cool. And I didn't even, like, at first I spoke before I even realized, like, oh, it's probably his, he put it to the side. And he was like, yeah, he's like, see that? And I'm like, yeah, like, that's so cool. It's this vintage camera. It might be like, I don't know, I Googled it, but then I put it in with my electronics. So I have to get back to that and see if I can sell it or keep it, depending, because it looks really cool. But I was just like, wow, this thing is so cool. And he's like, yeah, all the pieces look like they're there. He said my mom found one of those and sold it on eBay for $700. I was like, what? I was like, wow, so this is yours, right? And he's like, no, you can have it. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I put it aside there. He's like, you can have it, it's yours. I was like, you sure? He had him and his friend had like a truck full of other stuff. But he had for some reason put that to the side. So if his mom had made $700 off of it, why did he put it to the side? So it was another one of those God winks, you know what I'm saying? And he was such a blessing. He was such an earth angel. I just, was like, bless you, like, bless your heart. Like, that was the universe popping up. Was that after I gave that woman $20? I was walking towards the dumpster. I think that was that. That was when it was, bro. That was when it was. It was after I gave my last $20 to that woman. And then I walked out because I had my garbage. And I was going through the hallway and the doors and everything. I think that's what it was. Was that what it was? And then the universe showed up. God provided. Because God provides in ways if we're open and then we see it, And so this gentleman was like, you can have it. It's yours. Like, I hope. Good luck. Like, I hope you get something from it. I was like, bro, thank you. Like, you're a blessing. Like, you don't even know. So, okay, so I was going to sell my Bob Marley picture, and I dumped off the recycling, and there was a woman digging through the dumpster, through the garbage, and there was no garbage treasures that had been set out. So then, like an hour and a half later, whatever, I'm coming back. And in the meantime of me just walking to those two places and then coming back, and actually, I have different ways that I take. There's different doors I go in every time, and I thought, oh, I literally was walking back to my apartment, and I thought, oh, I could go that way and get the sunshine, which sometimes I'll go the way to get the sunshine. I was like, oh, I could go that way, get a few more steps, get a little more exercise. Or I could just cut through. And that's probably fastest. And it was getting late, and I knew Bear would be waiting for me. So I was like, I don't usually cut through, but I was like, I'm gonna cut through, even though I'm not gonna check my mail, but I'm just gonna cut through and then go to that other door. So I cut through, and this was after making that partnership deal opportunity thing. And my spirit guides give me pats on the back, and they give me encouragement, and they say good job, and they show up in different ways. So I walked by the dumpster, and there was this huge, like, I would say 8 foot by 8 foot piece of cardboard, thick cardboard, and on top of this 8 by 8 foot piece of thick cardboard, there were big bags, like Aldi bags, the big Aldi bags, the big fat shopping bag, the big shopping bags. There was like 6 of those filled with clothing and blankets in front of the dumpster. That was not there when I started out on my walk, and it was not put there by anybody digging through the dumpster, because that stuff was set there after, and it had to be after the woman left, because she would have done taken that stuff, you know. So, and the blankets were all folded up nicely, you know. A lot of the clothing was folded up. Like, how often do you come across someone had intentionally put it in front of the dumpster? Intentionally, not in the dumpster because it was good stuff. Like, that is rare. How often do you see that? And like, Juno has been going through blankets like crazy because he's in breeding season and he's tearing it up and he's pooping on the blankets, which is, breeding season's got him messed up. So I've been having to literally throw away a lot of blankets, and I've been running low on his supplies for blankets that he basks on. There was an entire bag of folded blankets, and I took most of them because I was literally thinking to myself, like, I'm gonna have to buy blankets and I'm gonna have to buy sheets for Juno. I didn't have to. There's an entire bag in there folded. And then there are a bunch of other bags of clothing, lace. This was, yo, I got a lifetime supply of lace. I'm about to show you. So just because I decided to take that way, and it was like, Prince was like, I'm giving you supplies for my painting. I'm giving you outfits to dance to my music in, you know? And like, Nesta, it's like, hey, you made a deal for yourself to support yourself and your life and your creativity. This is the direction you're supposed to be going. So we're hooking you up. We're hooking you the fuck up. Just had to swear on that one straight up. Hold up, Mr. Lover. Like Prince said, you a sexy mother. You sexy motherfucker. I felt that moment was sexy. That moment was sexy. All them garbage treasures, because garbage treasures are one big way that I do get validation from my spirit guides, and it's like a God wink, you know. I'm not good at winking. There you go. A double God wink. So I'm going to show y'all what I got and then cut this video so I can get to step in on the stuff that I need to do here before I go to the reggae show tonight. So Prince has been showing up, so I'm going to show you guys this, okay? Let's rock. There's just random stuff behind there, but this is the frame. Those are my panties. My panties are behind there because I'm like just trying to make a background using what I had, not spend money. Okay, so another short story. I like to look at life as a comedy, and I haven't really done any comedy on here, but eventually I will, because I do like comedy, but I've fallen off on it. But I need to get back on it. And I love to draw. Like, I just don't draw because I've been taking care of these kids full damn time, and I'm grateful. I am grateful. I am so grateful for this season in my life where I get to be with them, and take care of them when they need me. Like, I know I talk a lot of ish about full time, but I'm not working full time, and I'm very blessed and I'm very grateful. And look, so I have actually made comics before about life. Like, I literally have drawn them and written the little captions. This was in with the clothing. Comic sketchbook. Are you kidding? Check this out. This is me, y'all. This is me. Look at that. I always wanted to have an actual comic book for my journal. This is amazing. And it even has little suggestions and tutorials, and I haven't even looked in it yet. And then what is this? What is this? It's Sailor Moon, which is 80s. But how do you open it? Oh, no, wait, it's a real pocket watch. Y'all, what? Sailor Moon. This is a real pocket watch, y'all. It looks, I thought it was just gonna be a novelty thing, but check this out. Oh, hold on. Check this out. Damn. Is it working? I always want to know the time. Is it working? What time is it? According to this, it's like, see, 6, 7. Oh no, it's not working. The minute hand's not moving. According to this thing, it's like 7:20, but actually it's 8:17. But damn, that's dope. I'm gonna get this thing working. I've always wanted a pocket watch. Pocket watch is the thing. So, oh, cause people about to be watching my pockets. Okay, so let me show y'all my garbage treasures from Prince that I washed today. Look at this, and it's extra large. It's my size. Look at this Nike purple hoodie, no stains, perfect condition. I washed it up real good. It's got the hood, it's got the pockets. Look at that. Okay, so I'm just gonna video by showing you guys my garbage treasures and share all the other stories another time. There's a purple hat, but it's in the closet. Suyo is sleeping in the closet, so I'm actually going to close his door. Alright, y'all. Let's turn on this light. Bright ass light. Alright, so I finally hung everything up here. Well, this was my Bob Marley shirt. I'm gonna maybe wear that. So we got this. We got the lace on there. We got more purple lace. Holla holla. Prince is in the house. This outfit, diamonds and pearls, baby. Diamonds and pearls. Prince gave me this little outfit to dance in. It has like a bra here with diamonds and pearls. And it has a skirt. And then it has, these things are, hold on. These are sleeves, bro. They're sleeves for your arms. Like, say what? This one is more of like the kind of the green, red, and gold type of a vibe. This is a sundress and it's my size. They're all folded, so I know you can't really see good, but it's beautiful. Yes. Look, it's my size and it has ruffles. I can't wait to wear this. It's actually wet, so I can't wear it tonight, but it kind of looks like an iguana too. Got this beautiful purple dress, which I'm gonna definitely be dancing to Prince in. Perfect condition, no stains. It's like, it's nice. Okay. Got a rose dress, my size. Damn, y'all, look at that. It's beautiful. Got this. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Got this scarf, which I just kind of have hanging as a shawl, but it's a scarf. I have these dope pants with the elephants on from Thailand. They're made of rayon. I don't know what rayon is, but these are like those boho pants. And they even have a pocket, and they're my size. Dude, that's dope. Are you kidding me? Prince said, put it on, girl, put it on. So, bet I'm going to put it on. This one-piece lace outfit with sleeves, kind of like Prince will wear sleeves like this. But, y'all, these are for me. These ones are for me to wear. More roses. Rose is my middle name. So roses are very significant to me. This is too big for me to wear, but I did wash it. It has diamonds and pearls on. Maybe I could give it to my sister. So that's that. And let me show you all. Oh, no, that's not it. There's more. Hold on. I forgot. So diamonds and... So Prince gave me this to shake my stuff in while I dance. So, yo, bro. And then look at this purse. It's drying. So the inside of it is out because I washed it by hand. But it's got pearls on it. So Prince is like, girl, you gonna look good. You gonna rock your shit. This is all free. This is from outside the garbage from yesterday on Mr. Robert Nessa's birthday. So Prince and Ness are just giving me gifts. Like, it's Ness, it's your birthday and you're giving me gifts because I'm hyping you up. You know, like, oh, one more thing. Where did I put it? Oh, the rose curtain holders. I told you all roses are very significant to me. So a whole set, because I washed them and then I let them dry here, a whole set of rose curtain, shower curtain holders. These are beautiful. Y'all, look at this. This is fun, man. I'm not like materialistic, but like wardrobe in my bathroom. Like, this is fun, and it's all courtesy of my spirit guides, which is what makes it so special and fun and thrilling and exciting to me. So I was wanting lace to use for Prince's backdrop and also for future Prince outfits for the paintings for that 3D mixed media type thing for his clothing. So when I tell y'all that I was given by Prince and Nesta yesterday on Nesta's birthday a lifetime supply of lace, and I even had texted my sister because I was watching my nephew one day. I was gonna watch my nephew, and I was like, "Hey, Buzz," I was like, "Do you have any lace?" Like, I even reached out to her and I was like, "Do you have anything lace that I could have that I could use for crafts?" And she said no. So like, I even reached out to my family like, "Hey, y'all got any lace like I could have?" And no one had any. So I got an entire set I was given by my guides for my projects, an entire set of black lace curtains with roses on. Right now, but well, maybe it's not actually lace, I don't know, but to me I'm gonna use it. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to show you all. See what I'm saying? Like, these are full-size curtains. Like, sorry guys about this. These are full-size curtains, you know? And I have a full set. There's like 4 of these, and then there's a bath curtain, which is layered. So, lifetime supply of lace for my craft projects. So, I'm just grateful. Oh yeah, and I went to Walgreens to before going to the art store and before going to Michael's. And I had a dream with Prince, and this was when I was just finishing the paint part of his painting. And I was feeling so connected to him. And the next day after having a dream with him, I went to Walgreens to look for some craft stuff. I was going to see if they had any stickers. And also I was picking up my Aaliyah picture because she's next. And I walk in, and look what magazine is greeting me at the very front of the store on their little rack that faces the door. Yup. 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 Yes. It ain't Prince's birthday, and it ain't April when he passed. So for this to come out and be on the shelf right now, very synchronistic, very coinciding. And also, I got a hot glue gun at Walgreens, and to use for my paintings and putting the fabrics. And I found this. I love disco balls, like, you know, dance to this with the disco ball on. And Prince always was encouraging people to dance. And look what was next to the hot glue gun. So I felt like that was from Prince as well. He's like, write your lyrics, girl, write your lyrics. So very exciting. And then I had this meditation. So I got this from the college. I had this meditation where I was like a cougar queen, not like in the sense of, you know, hitting on the younger men, but in my dream I was like this queen of the jungle, and I was like kind of half human, half cougar, and like the ancestors were there, and we were doing rituals and chanting and singing and all communicating through the oneness of the kingdom and stuff like that. So when I saw that notebook, I did. Get it? Um, and then the guy at the counter was saying something about Prince. He's like, oh yeah, it's a shame about blah blah blah. But so yeah, there was Prince stories told there too, and I'm fading, y'all. But I just wanted to get this story told, so I'm excited.